Hi, my name is Ryan Harper, and I'm the host of Reporter's Notebook. And today we're here with Claire Molle, former daytime reporter here at Channel 9 News. Hi. And we're going to see what it was like for her when she worked here. Claire, do you mind introducing yourself to the audience today?
Sure, yeah, my name's Claire Molle. Yes, I was a previous daytime reporter at WNCT out there in Greenville. And now I live in Estes Park, Colorado, a very small mountain town right up against Rocky Mountain National Park. And I am the communications manager for the DMO out here, the Destination Marketing Organization. And kind of an easier way to put that is I do public relations for visitation to us.
You came from Colorado here to Greenville in 2021. What was that adjustment like coming here and being an on the ground reporter?
Yeah, it was insane. Honestly, coming from Colorado to North Carolina was a really big adjustment. But it was a big adjustment in a good way. I loved North Carolina. Colorado's my home, and so I'm back home now. And I still sometimes get a little bit homesick for Greenville in North Carolina. It's a beautiful state. I loved the weather. I loved the summer, obviously the beach. And I met some of the best people I think I ever will during my time there. So, there was definitely that time of, oh my gosh, I'm so far away and what am I doing? And I think it gradually just clicked. And then once you leave again, you realize how much a place actually did feel like home.
What was it like being a reporter here? Because you worked during the day shift with me, and I remember you were just being always on the go. And I think when you were here, we only worked on like what one story together. That was at the elementary school. So
Yeah,
what was it
that was a
like?
fun story.
It was cool. I mean, everybody was there with smiles on their faces, and everybody was super nice to us. What was your day to day like here as a reporter?
Yeah, it was crazy. You said always on the go, and that's a really good way to put it. Never a dull moment, and probably the most challenging job I've ever had, but the reward from that job was worth the challenge. And so, yeah, I mean, day to day, it was get up and make sure you know everything that's happening in the world because whatever you had planned for a story in your head is probably not going to play out exactly as you planned, or you may need to be looking at something completely different because news changes so fast. And then once you have your story, it's who's the best person to talk to and finding
Mhm.
that person and making all those phone calls, sending all those emails, and doing everything you can to get that best possible story out by 5 p.m. for the newscast. But yeah, when I say biggest reward, it's meeting all those people and talking to all those people and then seeing how you were able to give people and stories that need to be told a voice
Mhm.
at the end of the day is incredible. And I'm sure you're familiar with that feeling as well, Ryan.
Right. Yeah, and it was always something to see how much goes in. I'm a digital reporter, so I'm not in front of the TV, and I whenever you went live here in the studio, I always be like literally right next to the camera. I would be like, oh man, that takes some determination to hit your marks, be live, have the footage ready, and then also come back to you when you finish telling your story, then do it live. So it's always something I was wondering, like how y'all are able to like compartmentalize live, wait, then come back. But everybody here, I always tell them whenever they come on, I was a fan of their work, and I was a fan of yours when you was here too. So with all that being said, of course, what what does life look like for you now at your current job?
Yeah, I love my current job. It's really fun. So I'm kind of on the other side of the coin from being a reporter. Now I am the person who reporters might reach out to for a story. So I'm definitely always like, of course I'll talk to you and I'll talk to you right now because I completely understand why this is happening immediately, why it's scheduled, and it's really fun, I think, because I love the town where I live. It's my hometown, and our biggest industry is tourism. And so I'm really passionate about that. And it's also a fun thing to talk about it. Different cool events. We brought Frozen Dead Guy Days here, which is a whole story in and of itself. And then we had a Bigfoot festival. So I get to talk to, sometimes it's reporters and sometimes it's like lifestyle shows about frozen dead guys and Bigfoot and the Rocky Mountains and sustainability. And I absolutely love it. It's not as stressful because it's not boom, 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 and everything has to happen right now.
Right.
If it doesn't happen right now, I'm not going to have anything for 5 o'clock. But we do have so many cool projects that are like huge, and sometimes it's like, well, where do you even begin? But you have, a couple weeks to figure it out.
Right.
Doing news was kind of like, I have until 2 p.m. to figure out how this is all going to come together, because, if you don't have all your stuff together by 2, it's going to be a little bit rough getting it on the air by 5. So I don't know. It's definitely less pressure, but there are days when I really miss doing the news, because there is a thrill to all that. And again, it's just so important to get to the opportunity to talk to some of the people that I was able to talk to when I was a reporter, and I'll never forget how valuable that was.
Now, my last question for you, Claire, is going to be, what advice do you have for anybody who is looking to become a reporter for the news or even an anchor?
Yeah, I think it's to know why you're doing it and never forget why you're doing it, and never forget the impact you're having and the responsibility that carries, because it's going to be really hard. It's not an easy job, and it's not something to be taken lightly. So as long as you have that why in your mind, so that when the going gets really tough, because you will have tough days, you can remind yourself why you're doing this, why you're here. And I think that'll really pull you through. And it did for me on a lot of days.
Great. Well, thank you so much for speaking with me. It was a pleasure having you up here, and hope to talk to you again soon.
Thank you, Ryan. It was such a pleasure to be back. I loved it.
Awesome.
So fun. I miss you all in North Carolina.
Say, we miss you too.